Folks, this one is unbelievable. This is crazy. So you got to listen to this. Many of you may or may not know this, but Israel has a requirement that it gives to all of its developers where they are supposed to actually excavate the area that they're going to build upon to make sure that nothing unique or historic is under the area that they're actually building. Matter of fact, this is something that's regulated by the Israel Antiquities Authority. And they require this. And so there was a project that has gone underway. And you know what they've just discovered, folks? They have discovered an ancient quarry. Actually, let me get this a little bit more specific. This is the quarry that they used to actually build the second temple, the Herodian temple. I kid you not, folks. This is from a couple thousand years ago, and they have found a 600 square meter area. They think it's probably 3 times that size. And what's amazing is they have found these massive building blocks, that they used for the temple that are in place in this quarry that are 1.5 by 2 meters. That's not an exaggeration. I'm not kidding. It's an incredible thing because what this is now doing is this is getting people very excited about the building of the new temple. I want to read a quote from somebody who is from the Israel Antiquities Authority, and this is what he says. His name is Moran Hagbi. He says this. He says, the large-scale building projects in ancient Jerusalem, such as the Temple Mount, required a vast amount of building materials and the ability to organize and coordinate the quarrying and transportation of thousands of building blocks to the ancient city. He goes on to say, building blocks in various stages of working were discovered in the quarry. For example, we uncovered large square blocks of stone about to be detached from the bedrock prior to the loading and transporting them to the ancient city. Now, pay attention to this quote because this is kind of crazy. Listen to what it says here. It says, for us as archaeologists, this quarry presents a golden opportunity because some of the stones were left in situ. In this way, we can copy ancient technologies and experiment with them. Notice this, in order to recreate the process by which the building stones were quarantined or were quarried. I keep saying quarantine. What's wrong with me? This is crazy. This is unbelievable because this is a development that we now have discovered that is one step closer to rebuilding the temple. The Bible tells us that in the last days, there will be a temple present because we know in Revelation chapter 13 that the Antichrist will set himself up in the temple and actually demand to be worshiped. Now that means the temple has to be rebuilt. And folks, they have been talking about it again and again and again. One of the big holdups with this temple is them learning how those stones were actually hewn out, how they were cut. And they have found these stones now in this quarry at very different stages of their development, which means they now can answer the questions that they have always asked about how these stones were actually built. Folks, this is a big deal. None of this stuff is a coincidence. God's word is true, and God's word tells us that there will be a third temple that will be rebuilt. We know about it, and there are so many things that would hold up something like this from happening. The political issues and all kinds of practical issues, but all of those things seem to be getting solved at a faster and faster and faster rate. And perhaps one of the most significant issues in front of us was, how did they quarry the stones? Well, guess what? We know the answer now. This is unbelievable, folks. And again, if you do not believe that Jesus is coming soon, maybe you need to open your eyes because this development may be one of the most significant developments in archaeology that we've actually seen. This is unbelievable, and make no mistake about it, I feel really bad for the corporation that's going to develop or wanted to develop on this area. We're not going to be able to do that now, but what a absolute shock. What an amazing discovery. Folks, the temple's going to be rebuilt soon. Now, is it going to happen before we're raptured? I don't know. But what I do know is I know they're moving in that direction. And this is unbelievable stuff. We need to open our eyes and pay attention because Jesus is coming soon. And that is something that should excite all of us because the evidence is mounting. Guys, let's get ready. keep our eyes open, fight the good fight. Don't let up, because he is coming for his church. God bless you.